All right, cold start, guys. Cold start. It's been sitting out in the garage for days. Hey, welcome to Fanatical Side Rider. Today I'm going to be doing a review after owning this 2021 Cfmoto ZFORCE 800EX for 13 months. Yes, it's been over a year. I have almost 4,800 kilometers, which is roughly 3,000 miles. So I'm going to give you a reliable, in-depth review, go over everything, tell you what I like about it, tell you what I don't like about it, and then I'll sum it all up at the end for you. So there's the proof, 4,777.9 kilometers, which is just under 3,000 miles. I'll show you a few other things here. We'll go to our hours, 210 hours of running time. So again, I've had it for 13 months and I've put on almost 4,800 kilometers, which is 3,000 miles. Okay, so first off, let me explain to you the kind of terrain, the kind of usage I put this through. It's no trailer queen, it's no garage queen, but it isn't beat up. I take good care of it, but I use it the way I want to use it. I ride very technical trails. I ride very easy trails. I ride trails in between. I've gone up steep hills. I've gone down steep hills. I've gone through rivers. I've gone all over all kinds of rocky terrain. I drove it all through last winter. I plowed snow with it. So it gets well used, but like I said, I take good care of it. Let's talk about the powertrain. The engine is an 800cc. It has plenty of power. Top speed I've had it doing is 111 kilometers, which works out to about 65 miles per hour. The transmission works amazing. It has a CVT clutch system. It's belt driven. The only trouble I've ever had was maybe I get locked in reverse. So shifting, which I would do is I just give it a bit of gas and I can shift it, or I can rock the machine, get out of it. But really, other than that, it's not a big deal. It's never happened a lot. Okay, four-wheel drive works really good on this. I hardly ever use it. When I'm out in the heavy terrain like rocks and stuff, I hardly ever use four-wheel drive unless I really need it. So over here, this is your four-wheel drive. You just click it on here. And then if you need diff lock, you have that option, and you have diff lock. So that allows your two front wheels to turn together in sync. I wish we had better weather today, but this whole week's going to be overcast, raining and snow, so this is the best we can do. Next, let's talk about tires. The original tires that were on the ZFORCE were good tires. They were good in the snow. They were good in the mud. I gashed the sidewall on one of the tires on one of our rides. I hit a high rock right on a corner like this, gashed the tire. So instead of buying 2 new tires for the front or 4 new tires all around, I just found these on Facebook Marketplace. They were gently used and they work really well in the mud. And I don't know what they're gonna be like in the snow, but in the mud, they're really good. But the originals were fine. I thought they were a really decent tire. Okay, let's talk about the brakes on the ZFORCE. Everybody complains about squeaky, noisy brakes driving them crazy. And you know what? I went for quite a while and I didn't get any squeak out of these brakes. But now, ever since I started getting it after about 4 months, 5 months, I noticed the squeak in the brakes and it is annoying. It comes and goes. I don't know if it's the brake pads. Sometimes you get dirt in there and dust. Maybe that causes it as well, the squeak. But it comes and goes. And I notice in the winter, it doesn't really bother me. I don't hear much of it. So it is a bit of a pain, but I can live with it. But the brakes work really well. You don't have to use them a lot because the way the clutching works, you're going down steep hills, it holds itself back pretty good. You hardly ever have to use the brakes. I think most ZFORCEs come with power steering. Works really good. I wouldn't even want a side-by-side or ATV without power steering. So when you get yourself a side-by-side, if you're looking at the ZFORCE, go for the power steering. Because I did try a ZFORCE 1000, which I think was the year before this. It was a 2020 and it didn't have power steering. And I really wanted power steering. It's just smooth as can be. Okay, next we'll talk about the suspension. I think it has a decent ride. I know you could get a better ride, but it's good enough. It's a decent ride. I go on some pretty rough trails and I don't know. I seem to be doing okay with it. I hear that you can get better suspension. Would I love to get the different suspension? Sure I would, but I don't really want to spend that kind of money when I'm getting a decent enough ride out of this. These Cfmoto shocks and springs, they're all adjustable at the bottom, the top. So you can adjust these shocks and springs. I have never adjusted them because I don't think it's going to give me a reasonable adjustment to make any difference. And I was told that by someone else as well. So I just leave them as they are and I'm happy with it. My ball joints, even at, 3,000 miles, ball joints are all in good shape. Control arms, it would be nice to have the ARC control arms for more of a riding height so you're not hitting rocks and stuff, but you know what? You get what you pay for, and this is a very reasonably priced side-by-side. Okay, while we're here, this is where the air filter is on the ZFORCE 800. It's a really bad place to put a ZFORCE, bad design idea, because it is so low to the ground here. I haven't had any problems, but let's say if you're going in a really deep river, you'd be in trouble because water would come in here and get into your air filter, and that's not a good thing. I did upgrade to a uni foam air filter and a pre-filter on it. Originally came with a paper filter, which isn't very good at all either, and I hear they're not that good. They fall apart after a while, so you definitely would want to upgrade to a uni air filter, which you can find on Amazon. Now, if I knew I was going to keep the ZFORCE longer, I would probably put a snorkel on it just to be on the safe side. Okay, now let's talk about the doors. I have Super ATV doors. I bought these and put these on, but the original doors, they were fine. The only problem I had was I had lots of water, mud, snow, all coming in under the door because the door was only like here and then all this was open, all back here. So all kinds of water, mud, and snow would come in there, get my pant legs wet. It would pile up in behind the seat, beside the seat. And these doors here are really stopping all that from coming in. It blocks about 85% of anything coming in, and I'm staying drier. I'm really enjoying these Super ATV doors. Plus they're aluminum, they protect you. If you ever have a branch or something come in or a stick fly up, it's gonna help protect you from getting injured. Now let's talk about the roof on the ZFORCE. You know what, the roof works good. The only thing is if you're caught out in the rain, you're gonna have water coming in off here. It doesn't stick out far enough. I don't know what that would look like if it did stick out further. Maybe it would look weird, right? But the water will run off here, come in on your instrument panel here, on your feet, your lap, and it kind of sucks. When you first get your ZFORCE, the roof will rattle, especially when you're idling. All I did was take like a rubber fuel hose. That's all I did, like a small 1/4 inch fuel hose. Stuck it up between the roll bar and the roof, squeezed it in there, and it holds it. I just put some tape around it and it holds it, and now you got no vibration. These mirrors are another thing that people complain about. They do the job. If you're out riding quite a bit and they're jiggling around, they do move a little bit, but I don't know. They work fine enough for me. I'm happy enough with it. One thing I really do like is the gas tank on the ZFORCE. Actually, the gas cap's on the right side, but it's a big tank and it holds a lot of gas, and the ZFORCE is actually really good on gas. I can go a long ways on a tank of gas. I don't have to worry about hardly ever carrying gas with me, extra fuel that is. I have carried it with me, I've never needed it. Okay, my ZFORCE came with a trailer hitch, not the ball. I put that on and it comes in handy. Sometimes I haul firewood around to the back of the yard and I just got to hook my trailer up and I can get the job done. What we have here is a trailer harness connection, and I don't know how I would ever use that, but if I needed it to plug in my trailer, there I could plug it in, I'd have lights on my trailer. I guess people can have a use for that. I just never have and probably won't, but it's there if you need it. Okay, we'll move around to the back, and this is your cargo box. It holds a lot, and I can put a lot of things under here. Gas can over there. It's got hooks in the corner so you can use strapping, but you could also put like a toolbox. You can find a toolbox that would fit in there, those plastic toolbox totes kind of thing that are sealed. You can carry more stuff in here, be extra storage. Like I said, there's lots of room in there, so that's a good thing with the ZFORCE. I've even carried firewood I'll show you over there my stack of firewood. I take loads of firewood back in here around to the back where I take it into the house to burn. More storage here in the front. Just lift this up really quick for you. Don't mind the sticker there. I've changed the name of the channel. New sticker will be going there soon. So this here is more storage. I don't have anything in there right now because I had this all off and was doing some things. But I even hide my aux beam 8-gang switch panel in here. You can wire any accessories to this 8-gang switch, and you'd only have to wire this to your battery and everything else into here. It makes wiring up accessories really easy. This is my control panel for my rock lights, which are wired into the aux beam switch panel. But the point is, there's lots of room in here for storage. I keep my tools in here, straps, whatever I need, tire repair kit, even with this stuff in the way. Okay, my ZFORCE came with a winch. I had the original winch with it. I actually broke my winch, and that was due to human error. The cable went between the drum and the body here, this part of the winch, and messed things up, chewed up a seal. So I replaced this with another winch. I wouldn't be caught without a winch because a lot of times you'll need one. This here is my mount for my KFI snowplow blade. So that's why that's there right now. I usually take that off in the summer. We'll continue on with the winch. I'll show you more of the dash here and all the controls, but this here is where you plug in your winch controller, and you can stand outside your side-by-side and control your winch and everything. The only thing is I would like to have, besides this, is maybe another toggle here to operate the winch while I'm sitting inside. That would have been a great feature to have. And while we're here, we got your holy crap handle here for your passenger to hang on to when you get into the rough stuff. And over here you have your AC outlet you can plug a cooler into and all that sort of thing. Now the front windshield, the LED bar light, the back windshield or back window, I put on myself. That's all the accessories I wanted on there. Okay, the seats. Let's talk about the seats. They're very comfortable. They're easy to remove. You just a button here, you can pull them right out. And you can see I've added 2x4s. I've raised these seats myself, or 2x2s. Actually, I cut them myself, but just to raise the seat, it ended up giving me more height and more leg room. And there's 4 screws under here, or bolts, that you can adjust to slide this base forward or backwards so your seat is more where you want it. Now the seat belts, everybody complains about the seat belts. They do get jammed up. I went a whole year and it never happened. Then recently my seat belt jammed up and I'm like, oh, now I can't even put my seatbelt on, but if I want to go riding, and around here in Ontario, it's law. So I took the seatbelt off and I took it apart, and I have a video on that, and I'm going to put some links to some videos I have down below in the description, and the seatbelt fix is one of them. I'm the only one on YouTube that has a fix for the Cfmoto ZFORCE seatbelt jamming up. It's not hard to do, but if your seatbelt ever jams up on your ZFORCE, you watch that video, you'll free up your seatbelt, and it's been working great ever since. You can see how it works now. Works great. Here's another tip. Now it's a little bit dirty in here because, like I say, I use this ZFORCE a lot, so I'm not going to keep it clean all the time perfectly. But anyways, the drain hole plugs are very small. This is an original one. And I think, no, that one there I drilled out. So I just took a drill bit and drilled out some of the drain holes, like that one and the one over there in the corner. I made them a little bigger so that the water will come in here if you go in deep enough water and you want it to disperse enough, because leaves and mud will get in there and plug them up when they're too small. But a little bit bigger, the water will get out. So I'll summarize everything, what it's been like running the ZFORCE for 13 months, almost 3,000 miles. I've been really happy with it. And you know what? I go out alone a lot and it's reliable. So I'm happy for that. I put it through all kinds of terrain. It's held up with everyone else. Now, would I buy another Cfmoto product, another Cfmoto ZFORCE or ATV? Yes, I would. I'm very happy with it. I got friends with Cfmoto products and they're all happy with it, but personally, yes, I would. So if you're looking for a Cfmoto ZFORCE, I hope that this video really helps you out. I hope the information I gave you helps you. I'm giving you my honest review. Nobody's paying me to say anything, so it's the total truth. I am very happy with it. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me, and it's a very reasonable price point, and I would get another Cfmoto. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.